Hello and welcome back to another episode of another podcast that nobody asked for. I feel like every time I say that, I'm going to get all the words muddled.
I have to think. Somebody just asked me about 10 minutes ago what it was called, and I was like, a podcast that I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. And I'm like, ATN Summer.
No, it's a right mouthful.
I think we need a more catchy name, to be fair.
No, but now we've got the catchy cover, and now you've revamped the cover up. I feel like that's done the job.
I know. My mate messaged me. He was like, "What the fuck's this?"
Did
I
you
was
like
like,
it?
"Well, he's like, you don't look like Ryan Terry. Why does your cartoon picture look like Ryan Terry?" And I was like, I didn't do that. ChatGPT did that. I kept trying to change it, and and I said, to be fair, don't look fucking nothing much like Leah, apart from she's got glasses on.
I mean, I quite like it. I was like, oh yeah, I won't mind looking like
Oh
that.
yeah, I'm definitely better looking. My mate was like, yeah, you don't look like Ryan Terry, mate. So why are you doing that? And I'm like, just fuck off.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Bit more catchy.
Yeah.
So we're going to do another Q&A today. So we had a load of questions last time, and yeah, we've had loads more this week. So we've got, I think it's like 18 questions or something like that. So
Is that what it is?
yeah.
Looks like another two-parter then.
Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15.
Are they all usable?
80% usable.
80% usable. So we've got 12. So we'll be done in 20 minutes.
We always get some unusable questions, don't we?
Yeah. Abuse.
Yeah, literally. Mad times. Should we get stuck in? Anything to report on for this week before we get stuck in?
The sun's out. I've got my Care Bears shirt on, as you can fucking see.
Yeah,
Can you see it in that? Can you tell?
I can really see it. It's
Yeah, I was between my Ninja Turtles one or my Care Bears one, and this one seemed a bit more to go with the sun.
Yeah, very spring-like.
Yeah. I'm chilling.
On it.
Daphne loves it.
Yeah.
I've got a what the fuck they called? Teletubbies one. I ain't won that one yet. I got that for my birthday.
I love that.
I know.
That's like an old memory, watching Teletubbies.
Yeah, I know. I was even too old for that. I was I think a teenager when that come out.
Oh, that was like I remember that in what's on with all the memes at the minute? What are they like? They've got like raggedy hair. Oh my god, I'm having an absolute meltdown with it.
I don't think I've seen that. Trolls?
Oh, God, no! If anyone listening knows what I'm on about, it's like, is it like Jam or Jim Jam? You know the people with the like raggedy hair? They look like ragdolls.
Oh, ragdolls.
Yeah, but it's not called ragdolls. I know, and they've got like weird squeaky voices, and they talk in like.
Oh right, there used to be one called ragdolls.
Maybe it's that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the good memories from those. Should we just get stuck in?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we do.
Let me find a good one for the first one. We'll just go from the top so I don't miss any. I realised last week when we did them, when I was editing, I was like, I missed off a couple of the questions because I'd obviously scrolled through them, so I've added them into this week's.
I had a load when I come off the podcast, and then I opened my phone up later on. There was a load more come through after that.
Oh, you should have sent those over. Could have added.
I should have actually, shouldn't I? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. We've got those anyway. Okay.
I rely on you.
You just turn up. I'll send all the questions.
Yeah.
Right. First question. Tips for feeling a better connection on the lat pull down, please.
Oh, you go.
I've got a good one for this, all right? Because
I know you have.
helping me with this.
I know you've been spending a bit of time working on this recently, so you have some sweet cues, I imagine.
Yes, yeah. So, I've always done a lat pull down like on a machine, and what a lot of girls in particular do when they sit on like a row machine or a lat pull down machine is they'll like arch a lot through their lower back, especially with like competitors, because obviously when you pose you're very like arched, you like your lumbar spine,
ribs up.
Yeah, and then you get flared ribs. So a lot of girls do the same thing when they row or they do like a lat pull down on a machine. So if you think about tucking your pelvis in, like your hips, so like your back is nice and flat, and then you're
stacking it.
Yeah, like stacking it, and then your cores engaged. But Toby's the physio I've been working with for a lot of my like back issues I've had, and he got me to do like a half kneeling variation. So you kind of like you're half kneeling on the floor with your knee on the floor, and then you're using like a cable with like a D handle on, and then the same position, so you like tuck your hips in. And I found that really, I think because you're having to like hold yourself rather than being sat, I feel like that really hits like your lower lat when you do the setup in that way. So even if you maybe did something like that at the start of your session, then transitioned into like a machine just to help at the start, perhaps.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people struggle with some of the back connection, and
Yeah,
a lot of it comes from a tight front, from tight chests
yeah,
and tight traps. And I think sometimes if you're not taking care of that properly as well, you're not actually able to get
yeah,
what you're meant to get. So a lot of people walk around with the shoulders rolled forward
definitely.
from what they call it like screen posture. Do you know what I mean? People looking at phones all the time and things like that.
Mm.
So actually just getting the contraction and being able to pull everything back
Yeah,
is a good place to start. Making sure your serratus is active with some kind of serratus work, so it's actually able to move like it's meant
yeah.
to move through the scapula,
I know what you mean.
uh, scapula. Um, and yeah, driving through the elbows, kind of opening up and making sure the lats you can kind of feel a connection to it before you drive through.
Yeah,
And not trying to not pull with the arm. A lot of people like to pull with the arm a little bit instead of
yeah,
driving the
definitely.
elbow straight back. Then obviously depending on what angle you're trying to pull through is which way your elbows is going to go. But
Yeah,
a lot of the problems that I used to see when I was PTing was people having really tight chests and traps.
yeah. And then I think what a lot of people do as well is when they extend their arm, their shoulder comes right up around the neck, and then they end up doing this weird like shoulder roll where they like kind of use their
Yeah,
shoulders to
yeah.
pull the weight.
And then when it gets to the bottom point, they're kind of doing like this.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if you think about before you start as well, think about kind of depressing your like shoulder and your scapula down and then extending your arm. Like that can
yeah,
help a little bit with like engaging your lat at the start before
yeah.
you like pull down rather than just going straight from the top.
And just making sure everything's loose when you first go in the gym and active. So I always I hang off the pull up bar for 30
Yeah,
seconds, three or four times, just opening everything up around the
yeah,
scapula and ribs and everything before I even get started. And then I'll do some scapular pulls, which is basically
yeah,
just pulling from the scap like that, just to get all those little muscles activated, and then move on to some like straight arm pull downs. Make sure everything's moving through there properly, and you can kind of feel that flexing up. Then, by the time you start getting a little bit of engagement, a little bit of pump, it makes it easier when you move
yeah.
into your actual exercises. Because if you're going in stone cold and you've not got a great connection, you're going to find that hard to get connected, and then you end up just pulling it through whatever it
Yeah,
pulls through naturally.
yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people skip all the like warm up work, don't they? And just go straight into like the warm up set and then straight into the working set.
Yeah. Pick and make sure you're programming so you've kind of got exercises at the beginning what are easy to engage with.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'll put a lot of straight arm pull downs at the beginning, and then sometimes a lot of kind of single arm because they're
yeah,
more easy to connect to, like a single arm row from, especially from kind of above.
yeah. I
Before
do a
we
lot
get
of that, like a high cable row, either like a kneel in or like a like sat on a bench with like a D handle, like stuff like that tends to work really well at the start just to like get a good connection.
yeah. Then after
Yeah,
that, just start ragging the dumbbells up like Ronnie Coleman.
literally. Yeah, I feel like I've got a proper interval, from working with Toby and like doing all this.
Yeah, because it's new
Oh,
stimulus for you, isn't it? To
yeah,
like, obviously, you've worked with quite a broken body for a long time,
yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Considering, I mean, you was a hell of a lot better than when you first got with me. Like,
You remember
um,
when I sent you those
yeah,
photos when I was in Dubai and you were like drawing lines like this is wonky, this is off, and I was like, oh shit.
yeah. What the fuck's going on here? And then I think David got a lot of that sorted quite well, didn't he? At the beginning,
Yeah,
up here, he got you moving a bit, didn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Then obviously now you've got with Toby as well up there. Some
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's been. I actually messaged him this morning. And I was like, because I was sat there at my desk yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, like this is the first time. Like you don't even notice, do you? And then I had this thought, and I was like, this is the first time I've not had like ongoing hip and back and shoulder pain for like
Yeah.
literally since
And
I
you
was
feel
like
like you
17.
sat real flat as well, and like everything's moving like it's meant
Yeah,
to.
I just feel
Like you
like
just feel like sat easier.
yeah, I just always felt like I was like jammed up on my right side, and it's like
Yeah.
you don't even notice, do you? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I'm like not been in pain for ages,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah. I
is
know
like
exactly
great.
what you mean. Yeah.
So yeah, um, I've been posting quite a lot of training stuff actually recently, which has been going like really well. So I've been like putting a few more form bits on, and I've got like a form workshop I'm doing with my clients as well at the end of March. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite nice. We've got another form clip one here.
You can
On
do that as well. I spend all
on
day doing this.
this is chest, so you might have more to say on this than me. On incline chest press, come to right angle with dumbbell and pause and back up? Question mark.
On incline chest press with dumbbell, come to right angle. So is that a question or a
I
statement?
think they're asking, do you need to come to a right angle with the dumbbell and pause and come back up? But I would say you want to be going slightly below, like you want a little bit more of a stricter
Yeah,
person than that.
yeah. I think you need to see a video of it in the person because it's quite person dependent on what range of motion people have got. Not everybody's got that movement where they can come right down, and they might be putting the shoulder in a bit of a risky position,
Yeah,
getting it. But I mean, you want to be able to open the pec up as much as possible coming through. But then if you're compromising the shoulder joint and putting that at risk, you need to be careful of that as well. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause obviously that's where everything ties in.
yeah, 100%.
So, but yeah, realistically, if you want to get the best stretch you can without overstretching, then making sure you again firing back through there. I always used to say, imagine with all stuff like back stuff and chest stuff, just imagine you coming from like this part of your arms is the lever,
Yeah,
and you're imagining that coming up
yeah, yeah,
like this, as opposed to pushing like that. It looks weird. That my arm
yeah.
looks real.
Your arm looks such a weird
What?
shape.
What? Oh. Why does it look like that?
It looks like you've got no tricep.
Yeah, I know. I promise my arms are all right. Look.
I mean, like, they're fine from that angle.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, imagining the top part of your arms like a lever, and obviously as you
Oh,
come
sounds great
back,
now.
you're imagining that coming across your chest. So
Yeah,
when you're pushing up, you're driving through there.
yeah,
Obviously, again, make sure serratus is active and that's able to move correctly. Make sure you've warmed up all the back of your little rotator cuffs on the back and everything, because they play a big part in everything. Everything moves as one. So
yeah.
if you've got some weak connections, you need to make sure you're taking care of that, which is why most people walk around like that, by the way, because everything's not working properly there, and then coming up through there. But
Yeah, like kind of pushing your biceps together.
yeah, unless someone's put a video in front of me or they're with me in the gym,
Yeah, it's much
it's
easier, isn't it, in a form video because you can like point at things
yes,
and talk
say
it
look,
through.
move that across there, do that, do
Yeah.
this.
Well, another tip with that as well, what I've noticed a lot of girls do in the gym that are kind of getting into the training as well is they'll bring the elbows out really, really wide, and it's like sometimes when you're chest pressing, if you just drop your elbows a little bit, so you're in more of like a
Yeah,
neutral
slightly
position.
tucked.
Yeah, rather than having your elbows like right up, like level with your shoulders, like just pull your elbows slightly lower, so it just feels a little bit nicer when you're pressing as well a lot of the time.
Yeah, you're too vulnerable if you're coming out too hard.
Yeah. Little form workshop for you there.
Yeah, format shot.
There
So
you
we got
go.
these. Bop, 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 bop.
Okay, next one. I've seen a lot of top coaches in whatever they're called. What are they called?
Top
Top. You know what I mean?
apostrophe. Then
Apostrophe.
one thing.
That's the word.
No, is it quotation marks?
Quotation. Top quotation marks for anyone that's listening, not watching.
Yeah.
Coaches with a lot of clients have gone lately.
Why
What
do you think it's got quotation marks in there? What
I don't know. Maybe they're saying
is that because they don't think they're the top, but
potentially.
people think they're the
Maybe
top?
they're
Is that what
perceiving top
that
ones.
the top coaches? Yeah.
Yes, I've seen a lot of top coaches with a lot of clients gone lately. Why does Dan have a lot of girls that don't quit competing or quit him? Nice
Or
point.
quit him.
Quit him. You are
Don't quit on me,
no
bitch.
more.
I don't bloody know. I don't pay. I'll be honest. I don't pay a bland bit of attention hardly to most of the industry
Yeah,
because it's just a big circus in it. So I don't know who's going where and doing what. But yeah, my clients do stay quite a lot. To be fair, well, Leah's one of them. She knows.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Really?
I think the competing one. I did read this earlier when you said I don't normally read the questions, do I? But I did have a little look through
Yeah.
them earlier on, and I did think about it. To be fair, and I think the competing one is because we don't make it so. How can I explain this? So because the coaching industry has become the way it is, like competitive for the service as opposed to competitive for the fucking delivery.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
offer this, I offer this more, this more, this more, this more, this
Yeah.
more, and it stacks on top and stacks on top. And next thing you've got fucking 40 questions to answer on your check-in,
Mm,
100 boxes to fill in, get weighed fucking morning and night every day.
yeah.
How many times you shit, what colour your shit is, what type of coffee, like boom, 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 like that, like information overload. Majority of it not
Yeah.
needed. Do you know what I mean?
Like burns people out, doesn't it?
Precisely that. It bends them out. So people think it's a better service because there's more to it. But I just watch people year after year just burn out, burn out, burn out, burn out because it's too much. And what's that saying? Is it that shines brightly, bends quickly, or something like that? So it might seem better, but these people last fucking 2 years and then they're gone
Yeah, you've said
out,
that
out of the
before.
compete
Yeah.
and go. I've said that before, and because
Mm.
that's just fucking too much. Nobody wants to live like that,
Yeah.
or they think they want to live like that, and then they just burn out. Whereas with us, like, yes, we have meal plans, okay? We have freedom calories on top, we have cheat meals, I'm not fucking hammering you with a million things a week. You've got however many questions on the questionnaire, I don't know, say 13 questions
Yeah.
or whatever it is. It's enough information for me to be able to do what I obviously do year after year with everybody. If I need any more detail, I can always ask for it on certain things. But realistically, it's not that bastard
Yeah.
complicated.
100%.
But it's made like that to sell the service. And then I think some of the younger coaches and other people think they need to be like that to charge more. Do you get what I
Yeah,
mean?
because they feel like they need to like have value in
To
terms of what
justify the
they're doing for it.
price.
Yeah, to justify the price. And you know what, I'll add to that as well, just in terms of like what you do is I feel like you obviously get very, very good results, but it's not in a way that's like it's all in bodybuilding or nothing. Like I feel like you're so like chilled in how you do it. Do you know what I mean? So like I wouldn't want to be with a coach who I was going on holiday and they were like, you have to, I'm going on holiday in the summer and you can't have any meals out or you have to stick to your plan 100%. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I know some coaches are like that and they're like, we'll make the clients take like the bikini and the posing heels and the weight and the scales on holiday
Okay,
with you and
now.
stuff. So I just
Yeah.
think like, with you, like obviously you are, serious when it needs to be, but I also feel like it's a very like nice balance if you can still live your life and it's still
And bodybuild. Of course you can.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's still chilled when it needs to be, but then you've got that push and pull between like having a life and having a bit of flexibility, and there's no pressure. It's not always like you need to compete here and you need to do this. It's like, you know what I mean, you can just go with the flow
Yeah.
then and like actually enjoy it and not put pressure on like let's map out the 2.5 year plan to when you're next going to compete. Like you can just kind of enjoy it for what it is a bit, and I think that's a
Yeah.
massive part as well, which leads to like longevity within bodybuilding.
Yeah. And not probably not putting people on stage too often.
Yeah,
See people
100%.
putting people on stage year after year after year after year.
Yeah,
And like that's one way to burn out quick. Do you know what I mean? Because the
yeah,
body burns out as much as the man does with that.
yeah.
When I'm not pushing that, I'm expecting people's bodies to last longer as well. So yeah, I think that's probably why. I don't know. My clients would probably be able to tell you better than I can. But it just they're justifying a higher price in my opinion, because I don't charge that much. I don't think
Yeah,
compared to where I am compared to these other
yeah,
coaches.
yeah,
I charge £200 a month. Do you know what I mean? And I know some of them are 250, 300, and all this, but I don't know. We get the results. Everybody seems happy mostly, and if they want a more detailed thing that's going to do that, then they can get that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, 100%. No, but that would be like my opinion in terms of like you know it's not like so full on that people then they feel like they need a break, which I think they probably do if they're coming from a more like rigid approach where you're filling out a million. Like I personally would not want to be filling out like an Excel sheet every day. So it's
No,
like
fuck that.
yeah,
On the off season in your day to
yeah,
day life.
exactly.
It's just not needed to stack muscle on. It's just really not
Yeah,
needed. I forgot what I was going to say. Then I was going to go say something else. I can't remember what it was now. I've completely
no,
forgot.
that's
Yeah, going back to the all day thing. People say, "Oh, do you want me to check in on all day?" Like, do I fuck?
it.
You're more than welcome to if you want. But I don't expect you to be fucking checking in all day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're on all day. Just
go and
like I
enjoy
just
it.
say, you know what I say when people go on all day. Enjoy
Yeah,
yourself. Don't be a dickhead.
yeah,
And that's all I say. You don't have to
yeah,
have pizza and Guinness all day to
yeah,
enjoy yourself. Choose whole foods. Have a nice meal on the night time.
yeah,
Train if you want to train. Don't if you want to train. It's a fucking week.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah,
Get back, feel fresh, and get stuck in. You're not losing no progress.
yeah.
If anything, I think you're gaining half the time because you're fresher to carry on and
Yeah,
keep
and
going.
I agree, and I also think like if you're mentally in a good spot in yourself and you're like happy in your life and you've got enjoyment in other areas of your life as well, like you feel like you can give more to like bodybuilding because you feel like good in yourself. Whereas if it's just
Yeah.
constantly sucking the life out of you, like you're not gonna give it as much, are you, if you're not feeling like really fulfilled with
No.
it?
And don't get me wrong, the people that are doing that do believe that that's what they're happy with at the time. They don't realize they're burning
Yeah, yeah.
themselves out. Do you know what I mean? They're not probably thinking it's a chore, but that is the reason why people fall off quicker. Like,
Yeah, and then people feel like they need to leave their coach because they're like, oh my god, I can't, like I just need a break. Whereas I feel like with you, it's very much like you kind of, not that you get a break, but you can have those times where you can like chill a bit with it as well and just not feel
yeah,
it
and like
if
like
that
I say,
makes
we
sense.
add flexibility to the plan. So if you've got a meal plan, you've got 3 or 4, even 500 freedom calories on top.
Yeah,
If it's like deep in the off season, I always say you should be able to go to your mum's house and have a fucking biscuit if she offers you
yeah,
one with a cup of tea, or
or a nice
have
lasagna.
Yeah, or just whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, as long as you're within them calories on a daily basis, as well as your meal plan,
Yeah.
you sound. And a cheat meal every week, living the dream.
Exactly. So, loved last week's episode. Elle, you're a fucking legend.
What? What
What?
the fuck?
What does that
You
mean?
don't spell Dan with an L? Who's this
Hey!
dyslexic fucking person writing in here?
I like that. Thanks.
Yeah, it was your mum.
Maybe it was. I'll have to get her on the podcast. Not on it, I mean listen to it.
So jealous for the attention. God damn.
Bloody hell. Oh, you know what? Sorry, on the mum topic. I've got my mum in the bodybuilding gym near me now. On a
Oh,
Saturday.
nice.
Yeah, we've started like training
Which
legs
one?
together. It'd be modified.
All right, okay,
Yeah.
that's class. Training legs together.
Yeah, on a Saturday. So we've been going every
Oh, wow.
Saturday. We don't do like the whole session because she's been working with Toby as well. Because weirdly,
Yeah.
she has the same back problem as me on the right hand side, which is
Yeah.
bizarre.
It's obviously genetically disposed to go that way.
Something going on. So she has some slightly different stuff. But yeah, we've been going in and like doing like most of the sessions together, and it's really cute. She's squashing.
Heartwarming. No wonder she's writing on your question box.
I know. She's bringing me up. But yeah, she's doing really good. I've been posting on my story every week, and everyone loves it. Everyone replies like,
Really, I ain't
"It's
seen
so
it.
cute."
I'm terrible for Instagram, me, you know. I hardly look at it now. No wonder I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm so bad sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I need to stop scrolling on Instagram because this is like ridiculous.
It's bad for your brain, I think. That's why I try and avoid it.
I know. I just can't stop once I start.
Well, that's the drug. Yeah, that's what drugs do there. Yeah. Oh, like that with cocaine.
But yeah, we're going to train.
I wasn't, by the way. I'm not, just for the record, I've never been a drug addict, by the way.
Thanks for clarifying that.
You're like,
Oh God. Yeah, keep your eye on my stories tomorrow because I'll be sharing a little.
I will. I'll put it on a setting where I can see it more frequently.
You've been asked this a million times, but I'm going to read it.
If it's the post-show one, you're answering it.
No, it's not the post-show one. It's the one about NPC.
All right, okay.
Why does Dan not coach NPC athletes? Does he only like PCA? You've been asked that so many times on this podcast.
I know. I do have some NPC clients. For whatever reason, I'm the fucking PCA guy. I have always been the PCA guy. I have more clients doing the PCA. Some of them do the NPC. Ironically, they generally win as well, which doesn't seem to get noticed. But because there's not loads of them, and I don't go to all the NPC shows. Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be why. I will admit I prefer the PCA, like out and out, not just for the experience, but for like prepping them. Do you know what I mean? The NPC, they fucking change what they want from show to show. They want this at that one. A different judge wants this. There's no consistency to it, so it gets on my tits a little bit, anyways. But yeah, I still put girls up there, and they still win generally.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do.
Yeah, I've seen you have multiple clients. NPC. I've actually got my first client competing. Oh no, my second client competing at NPC this year.
Yes.
In bikini.
Anyone we know?
She's called Katie. She has competed before.
That's what I'm asking with you.
No, not with me. She was with a different coach. And yeah, she looks really good actually. So she's competing. We're going for it's like a mid-April show.
Soon then.
So yeah, but her main show is the PCA shows at the end of May.
Right.
That was just like if I'm ready, we'll jump in that one type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
might as well.
So basically, yeah, you do coach NPC. To answer that question, hopefully
for the 600th time.
Yeah. Okay, this is the one about the post-show eating disorder. I can read this, Connor.
I don't know.
If a client had an eating disorder and wouldn't gain weight post-show, would you stop coaching them and send them to get professional help?
Yeah, after time. It's happened to me recently. It's happened to me a couple of times in the last year. Not necessarily the post-show thing, but some forms of parts of the year bring things back up.
Yeah.
For people, do you know what I mean? I don't want to talk to specifically because it might be about certain people. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes things that are in people's past come back. and you can spend a little bit of time trying to help them solve that and kind of like allow them, because the people who've got these things going on have got through it initially, so they've got all the support systems in place of
Yeah.
whoever it might be, the family or counsellors or whatever. So I will sit back for a certain amount of time and allow them the time to try to sort that. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Take a little bit of a back seat and kind of keep them going along and
Moving
just, do you
on.
know what I mean? Because what you can't do, you can't just be like, oh, well, that's come back up for you, so see you later
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
Because that's fucking worse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to leave them
That's
with
what.
no support in a time where you could
No,
potentially support them a bit.
yeah. So as long as I know that they've got somebody who's been through it and they've got a family member
Yeah.
that's been through it with them or a counsellor or whatever it might be, then I'm all right to just kind of like sit with them for a bit
Yeah.
and hope that they can kind of come through it and that they're okay. And then, but after a while goes on, and this has happened a couple of times, like I say, in the last year. Well, quite a few times, but a couple of times in the last year, when I've had to kind of draw a line and advise them to get somebody
Yeah.
that's, because I'm not qualified in that, and I'm not going to pretend to be qualified in that. So there comes a time when they need to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's so I've had a couple of clients who I can think of that have had eating disorders that have been working with like an eating disorder specialist, but they've then come to coaching for like additional support. And I
Yeah,
think like my take on that is a lot of the time, even though obviously we're not qualified and people need the professional help, but actually some of the things that we can like work with the client on can really support their journey from what the work they're doing with a professional as well. And like I've had
yeah,
clients say to me and things like obviously they're seeing their specialist and they haven't worked with that, but it might only be like a session a month. So it's like them having a bit more support and like WhatsApp support can actually be like, as long as they're doing the work that they need to do, you know, with
yeah.
the specialist.
I'm comfortable if somebody's
Yeah.
with who they're meant to
Yeah.
be with, and I'm kind of, because obviously from our point of view, we're not making that worse. We're not like, yeah, just eat nothing, and do you know what I mean? And these type
Yeah.
of things, like we're trying to support them with the healthy nutrition and
Yeah.
lifestyle and build them back up and all the rest of it.
100%.
But yeah, it's a tricky time, and people shouldn't really judge from the outside looking in until they know the full picture, you know.
Yeah, and I also think, like, of course, if you know someone's struggling and it's not getting better, of course, we're going to refer them for professional help. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
but you got to give them the chance. You
yeah,
can't,
definitely.
because otherwise they're just going to feel like they've got no one to turn to.
Yeah,
If they bring it up, they'll get abandoned. Do you know what I mean? These type of things.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think as a
it's a
coach,
sensitive time.
you feel like you want to help people. Like you're not just. It's like in a lot of coaches' nature, you're not just going to drop someone like instantly because they're struggling a bit. Like you want to try and support them and help them,
Yeah,
and
allow them the
maybe
time basically.
yeah, and just see if you can work with them to like support them, and then if they need it, and it's not always obvious as well when someone does need
No, don't forget
help.
it's not like
Like
yeah,
sometimes they hide it very, very well.
yeah. Some and you've got to kind of spot that
Yeah,
and kind of call them out on it, which is not fun
yeah,
either. Do you know what I
definitely.
mean?
Yeah,
But
it's a hard one,
it's
isn't
a
it?
tricky subject and it's a
Yeah,
sensitive subject because you never know what's going on in people's lives.
yeah. So this is just a little outro to this podcast, exactly the same thing as last week. So we recorded a Q&A and we are going to split the podcast into 2 episodes, mainly so we can release a weekly episode. So second half of the podcast will be released next Monday. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed and we'll be back very soon with the next episode.